Hi guys, it's Nadia, aka B-Side Musings, aka Miss Saffron to some of you. Mostly call me the Hunter. I mean, like, you just call me that consistently. I love you, girl. So I feel like the biggest narcissist in the world just filming myself talking. Um, like I'm a fucking, like, vlogger or something. I mean, this is just really uncomfortable for me, especially so because my best friend Morgan is not here, as you can see. And from what I am probably going to title this video, you can assume that I got to go see Roberto again and she didn't come with me. And that's what happened. And I'm very sad that she didn't come with me. I was thinking about her the whole time. And I was also thinking about some other people that I talked to on Tumblr that I'm friends with. And it just kind of sucks because I really think we should do like Roberto Con or something. um, just so we can, get together and talk about his lemons. Or at least like a Led Zeppelin convention and talk about all four guys. It's just, me being the fucking thirsty ass Robert girl that I am. Obviously, I would prefer a more refined convention catered towards Robert. But why the fuck am I talking about that? I don't fucking know. This is going to be like an 80-minute long video, for God's sakes. But yes, I got to go to the festival, Arroyo Seco in Pasadena this weekend. I only got to go because, like, Morgan couldn't go because it was very last minute and it was really expensive. So it just wasn't doable. And for me, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. I wasn't planning on going because I wasn't able to afford it. But someone who sort of mentors me in a sense gifted me a ticket for my for my birthday, which is coming up. It was the nicest thing anyone has ever done to me, and I didn't even want to accept the gift at first, but they were just saying, like, hey, I have an idea, when we were talking one day, and I was like, what? And they were like, I want to buy you a ticket to Arroyo Seco because I looked at the bill and I think you should go. And I, didn't want to accept, like I said, because it just made me uncomfortable because it's such a big thing, like a 2-day festival, and the ticket was so expensive. So, I just didn't, like, wanted to feel indebted to the person or like I was taking advantage of their kindness. But they really were like, no, I genuinely want you to go because I don't want you to miss out. And I've had all of these experiences with freebies for concerts when I was, in your shoes, in college and all that stuff. And I really, truly want you to go, like, from the bottom of my heart. They didn't say it like that, but, like, it's just, thematically, like, kind of the same. So I accepted after thinking about it for a couple days, and I drove to the festival by myself and went to the festival by myself. It was the first time I've been to a legitimate festival, and it was the first time I was going to a concert, like a big concert, completely alone. So that was kind of nerve-wracking, but me being me, I made some friends along the way, so I got some phone numbers and we exchanged Instagrams and it was great. So day one was awesome. Day one, I saw Jeff Goldblum, I saw Jack White, I saw the Pretenders. I'm not a big Pretenders fan. I just happened to be at the stage at that time and was trying to, like, kind of push people so I could get to the stage close enough to see Jack White because I love Jack White. He's funny. He's really funny. Not that he's trying to be funny. I just, whatever. Jeff Goldblum on the can't talk. I'm just so excited. Jeff Goldblum, on the other hand, why am I slapping my fucking cup? Jeff Goldblum is very comical and likes to tell jokes in between his songs. And yes, he's a musician apparently. I didn't know that, but he likes to play jazz standards, which is awesome. And the highlight of Saturday was obviously being able to see Neil Young with Promise of the Real, which is Lucas Nelson's band. And Lucas Nelson sounds a lot like his dad, and he's really good. And obviously Neil Young is immensely talented and still kicks ass after all these years. And holy shit, was that show like the best fucking jam I've ever witnessed in probably my life, honestly. Wow. Anyways, that was amazing, and I got to experience that. And in a way, I kind of like that I was alone because, you don't have annoying people. Not that Morgan's annoying or anyone I go to concerts with are annoying, but, when you go to concerts with people or festivals, if you will, they can sort of it can be a drag when, you know, you have to take care of each other, but and have people holding you back. I'm being an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm fucking tired. I just got home from work. Whatever. So day 2 rolls around, and I am trying to see Roberto, obviously, and I do like some of the other people that are on the schedule for day 2, but when I get there and I go to the main stage to sort of scope it out and see if people are sort of, in a way, camping out for the day by the barricade, if you will, whatever the heck that thing is called, which is, you know, what blocks people from being able to jump on stage if they wanted to, which is already really high up. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of scope out the main stage because that's where all the biggest performers perform, and they all perform like kind of like 1 hour apart from each other. So when you do go, you kind of have to get there as early as possible if you want to get as close as possible when your, you know, favorite performer is going to perform. So I wanted to see how dedicated people were by walking over there and seeing who they were trying to see. Lo and behold, when I asked everybody who they were trying to see, they all said Robert. And I was like, fuck my life. I have some competition. So anyways, I made the decision to actually fucking plant myself, if you will, in the front row before the first main act came on. And I decided to stay there for the whole day. So I shit you not, I fucking waited in my spot for Robert, you know, seeing all these amazing acts perform, like seeing, who did I see? Fuck, why can't I think? Like, one of my favorites was Gary Clark Jr., who performed right before Robert, but there were like 3 acts before, him, but I'm like totally blanking right now. What the fuck is wrong with me? But yeah, I stood in that spot for about 7.5 hours straight. And it was also 85 degrees, and the sun was beating down on my face like in Kashmir. A lot of sweat. But one of the most beautiful things about this was all of us who were dedicated fans standing in the front kind of like became a little family, if you will, and just the sense of camaraderie between us strangers was amazing, because we were all taking care of each other, making sure everyone was hydrated, and like some people like passed out snacks and sunscreen, and it was just so beautiful, and we were all like getting to know each other, and you know, I spent like a whole day with those people, so it was great. Most of them were older, and that, you know, kind of comes with generally Robert Plant fans that go to his shows, but you know, generally speaking, the festival had a huge variety of people in terms of ages, which was amazing. That's why I really liked it as a whole, because there were little kids, there were teenagers, there were like people who were like really fucking old, and that was wonderful. So yeah, it was very beautiful to be with such interesting older folk, and they loved me, of course, because they were like, wow, this chick's a real fucking fan, after I, you know, had the opportunity to sort of school them and, you know, exceed their expectations in terms of my knowledge for Led Zeppelin and Robert. So that was pretty awesome, because that happens to me a lot where people underestimate me. Yeah, anyways, but in that I met a woman, her name was Sherry, and Sherry was sitting behind me, and she was about like 50 years old, I believe she said she was, but she didn't look 50 at all. She's really cute, actually, so adorable, cute as a button, and she told me that she saw Robert, and counting that show that we were going to see together, it would be 40 times. Yeah, that's right, 40. She's been seeing him since the 80s, and I gotta, like, see if she'll come through with me on this, because we swapped numbers afterwards, because she said she would try to find a picture that she has taken of Robert in a Speedo in the 80s. Oh my god. She doesn't like to, like, you know, post her photos online, because it's just for the sake of her having the memory, but she was like, I think you'd appreciate it, so if I can find that photo when I get home, I'll send it to you. But that's besides the point. The reason why she's awesome is because at one point I did leave the section I was in, that like front row on like on the fence or whatever, only to pee and get water for everybody because we ran out of water, and I knew I couldn't, last any longer, and I had to push through all of these fucking people, thousands of people, and luckily this woman Sherry decided to come with me, and she's more aggressive than I am, so she was like really fucking pushing people out of the way when we were getting out and getting back in, and thankfully everyone who was in our little familia saved our spots, so that was amazing. But even though they did, we honestly wouldn't have made it had Sherry not have been very aggressive. But before we headed back into the crowd and, excuse me, back into the front row, she stopped by the lemonade stand where they were squeezing fresh lemons to make lemonade. And she grabbed 2 lemons, one for me, one for her. And I was like, are we going to whip these out if he plays the lemon song? And she was like, hell yeah, we are. So we go back. And after, like, I don't know, 10 minutes of pushing all these, like, really angry people out of the way, we got back to our spots. And I was very sweaty. And it wasn't just my own sweat. It was other people's sweat, too. That was, like, disgusting. Ugh. Um, a couple more people come on, and then Gary Clark Jr. finally comes on, and he was phenomenal. Like, I've seen him before. He's an amazing, amazing, amazing musician. I love him. And then Robert comes on after him. He, like, grooves on stage. Holy fucking shit, you guys. He was wearing a black t-shirt, obviously because it was hot, but he was wearing a black t-shirt with this belt and, like, these leathery pants that look similar to the ones that he's been wearing throughout the tour, but, like, I don't know, they fitted him differently because he just looked all around much slimmer and really fucking sexy, you guys. Like, I was just very taken aback by it. So that was amazing. And I love the fact that I could see his arms for once. You know what I mean? So he comes out, and lo and behold, he's playing the lemon song. So I whip out my lemon, and I'm like waving it around, like woo, and freaking out and screaming like a little girl. Like, that man, he just, he just, like, I know you guys feel me on this. He just awakens some sort of thing in me that, yeah, I'm just getting flustered just thinking about it. And he's singing the lemon song, and then as he's finishing up, Sherry fucking throws her lemon on stage. And I originally wasn't planning to do that because I didn't want to get in trouble, because I saw that security guard that recognized me from the Vail show, who was also at the Denver show. He was on the side of the stage. So Robert, basically, just so you guys know, if you go to any of his future shows, he takes his security with him. Like, yes, he uses the venue security, but he also has his own security on top of that, just so you know. And it was the same guy, so, like, I really hope he didn't see me, but I ended up throwing a lemon as well, after Sherry did, because I was like, well, fuck that, I'm gonna throw a lemon too! And also, I'm crazy excited and, really giddy as he's, like, on stage, and I'm, some other version of Nadia when he's up there on stage being a god. So yeah, I threw my lemon too. And for both times when the lemons were thrown, not too far, I think it was like a minute or two apart from each other. I can't remember. But for the first one, he was like, oh, like he just did a sort of like, he expressed that he was flattered, which was amazing. And for me, he clearly saw mine. But at the end of the song, he picked one up. And he held it, and he was like, ah, yes, my pride and joy. And then he kind of went on this tangent about lemons. If I can find a video, I will definitely post it. So, because I kind of like blanked out on what he said, but it was just so cute. I remember it being adorable, and I was metaphorically shitting my pants because, like, holy fucking shit, he saw the lemon. Like, he picked up the fucking lemon. I threw a lemon at Robert Plant. Like, what? So that was amazing. He didn't see that it was us who threw it, because, he was obviously looking out into the crowd when it happened, not down. So I'm kind of in a way glad he didn't see I threw it, because once he did finally look at me, like a song or two afterwards, I could tell, like, I'm like, he probably remembers me from like 5 days ago. So yeah, someone who I know definitely remembers me is Justin Adams, who is the guy who's going to be on the right side of the stage. He's like kind of shorter, and he's the one who plays the twanger, as Robert calls it, as well as the oud, and guitar. But he does a lot of direct eye contact, much so, like more so than Robert, but he does it a lot with me, and he definitely knows who I am because I just mouth out, I love you to him, or like I was actually screaming his name a lot. I think he's a great musician. I very much admire him. But obviously, the actual love is for Roberto, if you know what I mean. Or should I say lust? I'm really sorry. This is fucking 15 minutes. Holy shit. Please forgive me. I'm gonna try to wrap this up. But yeah, and then also I made awkward eye contact with the bassist, and he like sort of like looked at me, kind of smiled awkwardly, and I think he was kind of ashamed to look at me, and then he just went to like back to like playing his bass, because I don't know. I guess bassists I can't talk. They're on the shyer side. I didn't look at skin that much this time, honestly. But Robert, on the other hand, in terms of interaction that we have had, I need to go back in the set list and refresh my memory. And I was talking with Call Me the Hunter on the phone with this, and like she felt me on this because like sometimes you kind of do have to go back at the set list to remember when things happen because it's just kind of jumbled in there. So yeah, but I know what definitely happened was during I want to say Little Maggie, but I could be wrong. There was this one part where I was, dancing, and Robert caught on to that, and he copied me again, and he was smiling, and I think by then he realized who I was or something. I want to believe that. I really do. I don't know. Do you want, do you guys want to give me validation? Do you think he fucking knows who I am at this point? Because I feel like he probably does, and I feel like he probably thinks I'm stalking him, so part of me is not too excited about it. He's very adorable, though. In terms of just general audience interaction, though, he does not do it as much, obviously, at the festivals because there's so many fucking people. I believe there was 50,000 people watching him that night. Because I was talking about it with someone who went, and they were further out so they could see the crowd from a distance, and they were like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like 50K. Like, it was a lot. And I like, what are the fucking chances I'm able to fucking get up front? Like, yeah, I made that happen for myself because I do work for that shit. If I want something, I fucking get it. But at the same time, it's like, there were still a lot of people lined up in the front section at 12 o'clock in the afternoon when I first got there. I mean, I don't know. I just think I'm incredibly, like, blessed, I swear. And I'm really trying not to be an asshole about it and be fucking entitled. So please forgive me if I seem like I'm entitled. I hate people like that. Anyways, so during Little Maggie, yeah, Robert kind of danced with me again, as he did in previous shows, but, very similar vibe to when we first saw him in Denver. And that was really fun, because I could tell he was having fun with me having fun, if that makes any sense. Holy shit, I'm so tired. Holy fuck, I'm almost at 20 minutes. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. I really suck. If Morgan was here, she would somehow help me keep it short, I feel like. Okay, and then the only other time where I knew for certain, like, yeah, he, definitely is having a moment with me. Every time I fucking see him now, it's been 4 times like I said, he always sings part of A Whole Lot of Love to me. I don't know why, but he does. And when he does, he's like, Mama, you need love. Baby, you need love. And then he's like, oh, honey, you need love. Like, he always accentuates it when he says it to me. You know what I mean? Like, is that the right word? My brain is off. Like, he just emphasizes it when he says it to me. It's just the tone in his voice kind of changes, which is amazing because I just, like, it just makes my heart skip a beat. And he makes me blush like crazy whenever he and I lock eyes together, like, during those shows, because there were moments where I thought he was looking at me. Either way, I was blushing, like, I had my hands on my face, like, ah! But Sherry was like kind of like patting me on the shoulder, like, he's looking at you, he's looking at you. And I honestly couldn't tell just because the stage was so high up and he was pretty much directly above me. Um, so that validation felt awesome. And then also, in terms of other forms of validation, um, when I was first getting to know Sherry, she was really cool because this always happens to me. She loved the fact that I was a younger fan, and also she was saying how, oh, well, you're Robert's type because you're brown. She literally said, because you're brown. And I was like, all right. And then she's like, yeah, and you look like Maureen. She pulled up a picture. She's like, yeah, you look like Maureen. And I'm like, why does at least one person every Robert show I go to say that? Because that has been the case every fucking time. And it makes me feel awesome, but also like uncomfortable, but also, I don't know. I feel like I'm being filled up with hot air. Like it's not I don't know. I don't know. Okay, but anyways, so those are the highlights of the Robert show. I don't know if I should mention this. I guess I will. Basically, I almost got backstage too, again, because the friend who bought me the ticket also happened to be last minute attending the festival as someone's guest, and they were backstage, and they knew some other people backstage, and they said they would try to get me a pass if they could, that they could pull some strings. I honestly thought I was going to get it this time, and it didn't happen, mainly because my friend who got me the tickets, who was backstage, I don't want to address their name just for privacy reasons, they just got really preoccupied, and also there was really shitty cell service, so we couldn't even like meet up to see Robert together if we wanted to, and also because I was stuck in the front row. So that didn't happen, but they told me beforehand, like, if they told me that, hey, when I leave though, I can give you my pass so you can at least go backstage, but because there was shitty cell service, I didn't get their text that they were leaving when Robert got off stage and was done, so that really sucked. But in that time, I actually snuck into the VIP section, which isn't backstage, by the way. VIP for festivals is it's like really stupid, actually. You pay an extra like couple $100 just to be in this section where there's extra food and other like amenities that are a little bit fancier, but you don't get backstage privileges. You know what I mean? Like, you may get a better view of the stage by the section they fence off for VIP, but that's literally it. So I think it's dumb. But I I snuck in there, so that was me being a groupie, if you will. But I realized there was also a backstage area for people with backstage passes to get in. And had I fucking met up with my friend after Robert got off and, was able to find my friend and get my pass from them, then I probably would have been able to fucking go backstage. So I was really upset about that. But you know what? I had an amazing show, and I guess I will count my blessings, and I will just be grateful for that. And I know it won't be the last time I'm seeing him, but I think that's kind of crazy. I had the expectation almost that I, could potentially even meet Robert or just be backstage at the same time as Robert and be like even closer to him in that sense. It just felt awesome. Is there anything else that I want to say? I don't think so. But I'm so sorry for how long this is. I really appreciate if you stayed this long to listen to me talk. And I love you all very much, and I hope you have a beautiful evening. Bye!